I don't think when we started, the idea was to release the series and coincide it with the last kind of sprint of the election season. But I think the timing of it does turn out to be very fortuitous for all of us. The way you described it, I would even say it a little bit worse than that. I think for all of us who have witnessed the last 6 months to a year, it's beyond divisive. It's embarrassing. It's almost disgusting, what we have seen, what we have witnessed. And whether you are Democrat or Republican, the lack of civility, the lack of respect. The rhetorical question I've asked many, many times is, watching this campaign season, what do you say to a young person who's so influenced and imprinted by somebody who's actually running for president, that level of behavior? How do you coincide that with the kind of parenting necessary to provide a good set of values and behavior when this is what is going on? So I think for me, I talked earlier this morning about the lack of civility and the lack of statesmanship. And I referred back to 1968, on the eve of MLK's assassination, when Robert F. Kennedy in Indianapolis got off the plane and did not know what occurred until he actually got off the plane. It was a campaign stop when he was running for president. And they said, you can't go out there. It is going to be a riot like you've never seen before. And he went and stood on a flatbed truck with no notes and talked about love, compassion, empathy, and he literally single-handedly took an entire city, an entire community, and calmed them down on the basis of common respect and decency and his words. While the rest
quoted Aeschylus. It's amazing
Yes.
to imagine that he quoted Aeschylus, and now if you compare that lofty rhetoric to the language being used in the campaign, it's just staggering.
It's hard to believe that not only have we not gone forward, but we've actually gone backwards, especially when you consider the issue of racism in America since 1968. But the point you're making is, I think our hope and our intent is the backdrop of what we are all seeing. There is an opportunity to be hopeful about America, to be optimistic about the country, and not kind of allow ourselves to get sucked into the fool's gold and the divisiveness of what people are saying when there are not thousands, but millions of Americans every day, ordinary people who do extraordinary things, and that's what needs to be celebrated, and that's what I think needs to be modeled. And so I'm very proud of what we're doing. This is not for marketing, it's not for money, it's for trying to do what we think is right and use Starbucks scale for good.